behalf of my brother and his family and our family, to watch him play was such a joy. I have 5 siblings that are brothers that impacted my career, and 5 sisters that impacted my career. All of them have touched my life, and same with David. But David and I were 2 years apart, and so watching him play and compete, we were very close. And I was always Dave Meyers' little sister, so to be around him and to be able to play the game and to learn the game from him, and my older sister Patty, who hopefully one day will be in this also and deserves it. And but to watch them play and all my brothers and sisters compete, and the way they competed, not only in just basketball but in life, was so important on how we grew. We went to Sonora High School in La Habra, and David didn't make varsity until his junior year. And so I encourage parents today, it's okay if your child is on the freshman team. They don't have to play varsity. And I think not just playing the game, is learning how to be a person at 14, 15 years old, how to be in school and how to grow. I think it's very difficult for a 14 and 15-year-old to play varsity with an 18-year-old and socially and emotionally go through certain things. And so David not making varsity until his junior year was probably a plus. And senior year he got to 6'6". I think he was about 6'2" as a junior, maybe 6'4", and was 6'6". And Paul Bush, his varsity coach, who's here tonight, they won CIF. David was CIF Player of the Year, played against Carlos Munoz, who's here, and had some great battles. But again, it's amazing how we are all connected, how we all knew each other through this beautiful game that we love so much. But David was a special player. He was an unbelievable leader, but he was a humble leader. And he was very much a team player and about his teammates. And to see him get recruited by UCLA, and not a whole lot of schools recruited David, mostly in California. And but he went on to play for Coach John Wooden. And that was the last year they had the freshman rule at UCLA, so he got to play freshman ball and played for Frank Arnold, and then moved up with Gary Cunningham, and Denny Crum had just left to go to Louisville. But playing for Coach Wooden was such a joy, and even today in talking to his family, David was so much like him, not just as a player and played with such intensity, but just as a humble person off the court and becoming a teacher and knowing how to treat people. And he was such a kind man. But 3 years he went to the finals, won 2 his sophomore year, his senior year he was a captain, he was an All-American. He had 26 points, 11 rebounds against Kentucky in his final game. And he was a special player, went on to, as Stan said, he was in that trade that brought Kareem. He was the #1 pick for the Lakers, #2 overall. And then he went to play in Milwaukee, where my dad played at Marquette. And so he played 5 years in Milwaukee and really was a terrific player. So what a great honor to go in with my brother. And for me, I'm so proud of Cheryl and Cynthia and Lisa and Anita. I love you to death, sister. And to play along her helped me become a champion at UCLA with the wonderful players we played. And I have to correct you, Sean and Don, I love you, but Denise Curry is the all-time leading scorer at UCLA with no three-point shot. So, Don, you're the men's all-time leading scorer, but we didn't have a three-point shot then, and we played with regular-sized ball, and Denise Curry was fabulous. But we won the championship in '79, but my journey to get a scholarship at UCLA, David and Kenny Washington, who was going to be the freshman coach that year for the women, came home one day for a barbecue and said, "Would you like to go to UCLA on a scholarship?" And I had no idea where I was going to go after high school. I said, "Sure." And that's how I was recruited. Today, we know that young women get offers all the time, and to have Cynthia and Anita and Cheryl to get these scholarships, what a joy to see these young women today having that opportunity to do something that they love and work just as hard as the guys. So my 4 years at UCLA, actually I was there 5 years and played volleyball and ran track there too, but basketball opened up so many doors for me going to UCLA. is where I am today because of that school. And to be on the very first Olympic team as a sophomore at UCLA in 1976, winning silver to represent our country, there was nothing more special. But I will say, I don't get anywhere without my family, without my children now today. My daughter Drew and my son Darren are here with his wife Sam. They just had a little girl. And my son DJ and his wife are in Arizona, but couldn't make it. But I have several brothers and sisters here, and without them and the support of all the parents and all the siblings and grandparents that support all of us to get where we are, is just amazing to be able to accomplish this. I'm still in the game. I've been broadcasting almost 45 years. Don, Sean, I know you're not that old. And you know, I've been the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, and I appreciate them having me be able to broadcast for both those organizations. And you know, Billy Moore was my coach at UCLA my senior year when we won the championship, and also won the Olympics, our Olympic coach, the very first Olympic coach in 1976. And I know she'll be in this Hall of Fame too. But I want to congratulate also Cynthia and Cheryl and all the other women that have gone in, Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, with the WNBA, where we are today, because they were the beginning of starting where this league is today in our 27th year. And without faces like them, and women like them that sacrificed and get to where we are today, the WNBA is a success because of that. But I'm so proud to be a part of this group and represent not only my brother David, his family, but our family, the Meyers family, but also the Drysdale family. Thank you.